stories and so on. And finally got him on the product. And then when he got on the product, my cousin got on the product and started losing weight. And so I had 3 people in my family on the product. And pretty soon I had 4, and then I had 5. And after 10 years, I had about 11 or 12 people on the products. I'm now very, very excited to say 13 years, I've got 16 now of my family on the products. Isn't that cool? 16. God, I'm doing so good. This last year I scored big. I got 3 more. It was really good. The rest of my family's waiting for me to get a regular job. You know, and a lot of them don't believe. They just can't comprehend what's going on here. They don't understand. You know, they all knew me from when I was young. You know, some of you don't know my personal story. I only went to the 9th grade in school. Never did graduate high school. And, you know, I didn't have a real rosy background and so on. And most of my relatives just can't comprehend where I was and what I started and what this has become. You know, they just don't get it. And so I feel fortunate. You know, I kept trying every single day. And pretty soon I had a few customers, and pretty soon I had a few distributors that believed in me, like Jerry Svetanovich was such an inspiration to me back then. Because remember, you know, as I was signing up people, they were dropping out like flies on me. I signed up 169 first-line distributors in the first 196 distributors in the first 6 months, and at the end of that, I only had 16 supervisors. And I mean, they were coming in and saying, "Don't worry about ever signing up anybody again, because you'll be able to retire off me alone." And that was the last time I saw them. You know what I'm saying? I'd call them up. Their phone was disconnected. You know what I'm saying? And it was a total tragedy. But Jerry would get me excited because, you know, she'd come in and buy $100 worth of product. God, what a great day that was, man. I mean, you know, $100 worth of stuff, I made $25. All right. I mean, you understand, there was a time that $25 at a time was what was getting me excited. Do you understand that? It's like you got little yes that gets you excited. And I think what got me more excited, or at least kept me excited, was excess. Just pouring it on, doing everything I possibly could. I mean, you guys would never do the kind of stuff we did to retail these products. I mean, we approached anybody, any place. It was just unbelievable. I mean, anything to try to sell the products and get it moving and stuff like that. So when you listen to me here today, think of me as a distributor, you know, building customer by customer, distributor by distributor. And why do I have faith about getting to $1 billion? It's real simple. It's not much different doing $1 billion than 100 million. It really isn't. I started out at 0, then we went to 2 million, then we went to 10 million, then we went to 100 million. And you know, the only difference between hitting from 100 million to $1 billion is just doing the same things. We're going to do the same things to get there. We're going to keep using the products. We're going to keep getting people on the products. We're going to keep getting people involved in the business. And then all we need is more people on the products, more people doing it, and we'll get to the billion. I mean, the only difference between 100 million and $1 billion, I figure, is a 0. You know what I'm saying? It's just more of us getting out here and doing the job. And I want to introduce the new International Success System to here this morning. It is very, very exciting. It's going to, no doubt, make your organization move faster than we've ever moved in our history. Since we've started. It's very, very exciting. And here's the thing I want you to write down in your notes when I start to explain the system to you. First of all, you're going to be making more money. Now, hey, wait. Let's make one thing real clear here. When you're going to clap with enthusiasm. Don't give me this little dish hand rag deal. Tell you more money and you give me a crazy, babe. God. Well, I mean, let's get jacked up about the deal. And I'm excited about this. I mean, you know, look at this. Mark Hughes, 13 years. After all these years, still wearing a button. You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Huh? See me on the street, I'll stop you. Huh? This. Okay, the new success build, the first thing, more money. Now here's what's important to understand about this system that we're going to describe to you here. First of all, momentum is something that's extremely important. And you need to understand when you don't have momentum, you normally do things that you wouldn't do when there's lots of momentum going on. When there's no momentum, you have to work harder to get your business going. You got to say a lot more about your business to get people interested. You got to try a lot harder in order to get someone interested. You got to tell them 10 times more about the products because the products are unknown. So they want to know about every single ingredient in the product. They need to know if it's safe and effective and so on. They want to know if it's going to hurt their grandmother and all that sort of thing. So when there's no momentum, you end up having to say a lot more about the product. You end up having to say a lot more about the plan because no one's making money in it. So you have to get down to every single detail about how the plan's going to work. You've got to convince them that the company is going to stay alive. You got to tell them that the company's not going to go bankrupt. There's all these things that happen when you don't have momentum. But when momentum hits, for instance, when I got started, we always said, use the products, wear the button, and talk to people. But after we said that, everybody said, yeah, but I want to know. I mean, let me tell you, the first couple of weeks, when I was only 23 years of age going out here and showing this stuff, they didn't know where this stuff was made or who the doctors were and who all the backup was. We had to go through every single ingredient. We had to show them textbook stuff. We had to go through every inch of the marketing plan. In other words, we had to be a lot better back in the beginning at our presentations, what we said, than once we had momentum. Because once people started making big money in the company, and once so many people had lost weight, we started saying less about the products and saying, hey, you know, here's what the product is. And when they said, well, what's in it? Say, well, what's in it is great. But let me show you what's happened with the product. And we did what we did last night, and we let the results do the selling for the product other than us trying to sell the product so much. When we got into the marketing plan in the beginning, we showed every single detail of it. Then once we had people making $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, there was so much success, we just said the marketing plan is absolutely awesome. You get 50% when you're at supervisor. You get 555 on your 3 levels. Checks come in the mail. It's awesome. Let's hear from the testimonials. And that's about as much as we said. And we just heard from the people telling their testimonials. And so what I'm saying is, when momentum comes, it starts to be easier for doing the exact same job. How many of you have found that now that Thermogenics has been out for the last 7-8 months, that it's easier selling it right this moment than it was back in May? Isn't it something? Okay, wait a second. We gotta get something straight. Whenever we clap with enthusiasm and excitement. Is it easier now? Okay, I want you to write something down in your notes. Very key point here. I learned this in the very beginning. When you get someone involved or you're talking to someone, okay, they're about 25% as excited about this as you are. So if you're going to be saying, I just said, you know, is it easier to sell than it was before? And you give us a, way to go, Mark. You know, if you give one of those, I mean, imagine how your people that you're talking to, you know, they're all in Geritol Junction. You know what I'm saying? Excitement. Every time we clap, I mean, is it easier to sell now than it used to be? There you go. Okay, we'll get you guys before the day, before we get done with you here. It's all future President's team members in this room here. There's this funny thing, huh? Yeah, yes, give her a hand too. Yeah. Do we have any more requests from this side? When you get momentum going, okay, it's really something. If you were to roll a ball downhill, it starts out at one speed, doesn't it? And then it starts getting faster and faster and faster. And where is it going the fastest? At the bottom of the hill here. And that's what's happening with our company right now. The fact is people know the Herbalife name today, don't they? They respect the Herbalife name. You know what I'm saying? They know who we are. They're starting to learn what Thermogenics is. I was talking with some of the people that were handing out a lot of flyers, and they said that they had one flyer that they were having a lot of problems with in the beginning because everybody in the town was doing the exact same flyer and they thought it was diluting all their effects. And you know what started happening? Because everybody was doing the same flyer and they started wearing their buttons that had the flyer on it, people started coming up to them. Oh my goodness. I can't even talk if I have one of these on. But they started noticing that with their buttons on, people started coming up with them because they had seen the flyer once, twice, 10 times, 50 times, and they never called the number. Then they saw someone walking down the street that had a similar slogan on their button to the flyer. Guess what happened? They started getting stopped right on the street and saying, hey, what is that stuff anyway? And they started getting sales free. Okay, and so what happens is when momentum starts happening to you, it's just absolutely awesome and so on. I can't tell you how many times I'm stopped when I'm just walking around from people that say, you know, hey, aren't you that guy? I mean, you know, aren't you him? And I say, yeah, I'm him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let me tell you something. Awesome things are going to happen to you guys in this room. Things that you never expect, things that you never anticipated. You know, some of you stood on the stage last night, never anticipated that. You'll have people that'll want to meet you guys. You guys are going to become legends, I'm telling you. There'll be kings that'll want to invite you to their homes. There's prime ministers that are going to want to invite you guys to their homes and so on. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You know, I never knew this kind of stuff was going to happen to me when I started the company back 13 years ago, and I was out here saying it was going to happen, it was going to happen, it's going to happen. By golly, we're going to make it happen. And let me tell you something, every single night I can remember I was praying it was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we all are when we start. We're wishing something's going to happen. We start trying to make something happen, and we do it every single day to the best of our ability. And by golly, a year goes by, 2 years goes by where you put on the sweat and you put on the steam and you get discouraged and you get, you know, frustrated and you get tired. And sometimes it's very lonely being all alone where, you know, you can't get a hold of your sponsor sometimes and you're frustrated with your flyers that aren't working and your families that make fun of you. But by golly, it's worth going through the sweat. It's worth going through the pain. It's worth trying every single day. Because I'll tell you something, towards the end of the journey, as you get to the tabulator team and you start getting to the millionaire team and you get to the president's team, you'll look back and you'll say, by golly, it was worth every single minute of it.
Man, that's always a good note to end it on. I love when Mark Hughes ended on like something that's like super powerful like that. Definitely let me stop sharing that, gang. Anyway, welcome to the call, you guys. Sunday morning call, 9 a.m. Jerry Cooper, active world team member. Been in the business. I don't know why I always can't never just have this part set. Like I always got to think about it. Like I don't know why. Been in the business 6 years. Been active in the business 5.5, maybe a little bit less than 5.5 years. Up 40 pounds of lean muscle. Helped a lot of people, helped my mom lose 100 pounds, inspired a lot of people, traveled around the world, really the country. No, I guess you could say the world. I went to Mexico, so part of the world. Traveled a little bit with Herbalife. You know, built the organization from the ground up twice. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. You know what I'm saying? And it all started from the work that I was putting in at first. And I kept going through. With my journey, no matter what people were saying, right? So I remember, let me ask you guys this, right? It's only four of us, right? How many of you guys have heard people say stuff like, oh, Herbalife is not good for you. You shouldn't be taking that. Like I just had somebody message me the other day when I posted my tablets on Instagram, right? I just had somebody message me the other day like, man, you don't need to be taking all those tablets. All you need to do is just eat vegetables and eat your fruits. And in my original self wanted to just be like, bro, like, you know, tell him about himself. Like, what do you mean? Look at you, this, that, and the third, you know what I mean? But I thought about it. I'm like, what's understood don't need to be said. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, that's why I had posted, if you guys had seen it, right? And I was like, don't take advice from people you wouldn't trade places with. So me looking at him and then looking at me, how can you possibly have to tell me I don't have to take my vitamins and you look like shit? You know what I'm saying? You know what? Don't take advice from people that you wouldn't trade places with. So I posted that, and I actually got a lot of attention, which sparked a lot of people to say, you know what? I've been wanting to talk to you about Herbalife and yada, 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 this, that, and the third. And I was just like, you know what? That's awesome. So basically my whole point in saying that is don't take advice from people you want to trade places with. But let's get back to the basics, you guys. So use where talk. How many of us actually use where and the most important talk when it comes to the business? Raise your hand. I do all three. Carlos, no? 2? Oh, that's rough. Raina, where you at? Quiet. Bridget, she probably driving. Where you at? What's up? Hey, what's up? We need some talk to us. What you got for us, Raina? Let's see. You got a head wrap on? We don't care, girl. We don't care about that head wrap.
Sorry, I'm getting ready, but yes.
Use, wear, and talk.
Yes, I've been actually been doing use, wear, and sample. Sample.
Sample is not bad. And you know what? That's a very important thing because this is the thing. I'm glad that you said that. When you make a commitment, I wrote this down. All right. So especially this is really for everybody, but especially for people with satellite clubs or nutrition clubs, right? It's very, very, very important for you to realize that when you make the commitment to get the products in people's mouths, trying them, right? Not necessarily retailing off the top, but when you make the commitment to say, you know what, I'm going to let people try the products, because at the end of the day, this is what we know. In my cup right now, or in my thermos, lemon tea, collagen, pomegranate liftoff, right? We know that 93% of the products taste fire. We know that about Herbalife. This is what we know. This is what separates us from a lot of different people. So if we know that the products taste good and we want to get new clients, it's very imperative for us to sample out, to let people try the pomegranate liftoff, to let people try the collagen booster, to let people try the lemon tea with the aloe or whatever, right? Or if you're like, say you're sampling somewhere and you're like, man, I don't really got hella different shake flavors, or I don't got hella canisters of shake. You can sample out a lot of shakes out of a 10-ounce one shake. You know what I'm saying? If you can give 2 ounces, an ounce and a half, and sample them out, because it only take a little taste for you to be like, oh, you know what? This is actually fire. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to drink a whole shake to get the taste, to get the feel about what it is. You know what I'm saying? So for those people who are going to watch this call in the future, and for those who are, Raina, possibly Carlos, that's going to do a satellite club, you don't have to have a lot to be able to get the products out. You do have to have some. You have to have something, but you don't have to have a lot to say, you know what, let me try this out, or let me sample this out so people can, you know what I'm saying, get a taste, get a feel, and say, you know what, I actually do want to do Herbalife with you, because now in my previous experiences with other different companies of shakes, they was chalky, it made me feel weird, it made me jittery, blah, 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 right? So now you can give them this, and then they'll have a great experience. And then with you being the difference maker as the coach, the person, the relationship builder, right? To keep those people locked in. And then from there, turn them into a full retail client, preferred member, maybe a distributor, maybe your next supervisor, maybe your next diamond. But it all starts from you saying, you know what, I'm going to sample out. I'm going to get in the streets. I'm going to go to my local Parks and Rec. I'm going to go to the local high school. I'm going to go to the local gym. I'm going to go to the dry cleaners. I'm going to go to local offices, right? Like, what's that little spot in Carlos Tracy? Or in Carlos Tracy. And Tracy Carlos, that little strip mall or whatever the case is out there. You know what I'm talking about, right? That's a lot.
You mean our whole ass mall?
Right, y'all got the mall, and then that little, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing stopping you. It's stopping you personally from saying, you know what, I'm about to go sample in 2 or 3 businesses today. You know what I'm saying? Let me go get one canister of shake, one canister of protein. Let me go get a little pint of aloe and a goddamn the little baby tea, and I'm finna sample out all day. That's a great way for you to say, you know, I'm about to get a lot of contacts. So when you got that stuff spread out, people gonna be like, yo, let me try it. You got your business card right there. You tell them a little bit about your results, how you lost X amount of pounds, have your before and after photo, a couple of our before and after photos there. You do that for an hour, 2 hours, I guarantee you'll get a lot more clients than you would have, or you'll get a lot more leads than you would have if you would have just been doing whatever else. You know what I'm saying? It's just doing the gritty work at first. Because at the end of the day, is it fun setting up a table? Not necessarily. Do you want to set up a table? Not necessarily. But you want to make more money. You want to improve your life. You want to be able to do the things that you want to do without having to worry about, oh, let me check my bank account. Oh, do I have enough money for this? Oh, man, if I spend this money right now, is it going to hurt me later? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a good feeling. And I used to be in that position. Like, dude, I'm trying to tell you guys that that is not a good position to be in. Like, man, I can spend this money right now, but in like 3 days, it might hurt me. That is a terrible feeling. And you know what? The way we combat that is doing the work on the front. Because the only thing that works is work. Like, when you're clear on that, then it's easy for you to wake up in the morning, do your personal development, do your follow-up, reaching out, post on Instagram, talk to people. You know what I'm saying? When you're clear on the fact that work works, it's easy to do the work. You know what I mean? Rather than sitting back, because at the end of the day, when you sit back and you don't do nothing all day, you're sitting there like, man, yeah, I chilled. I didn't do too much energy, but what did I do to move me forward? What did I do to improve my life? What did I do to add to my pockets, to my bank account? You know what I mean? So you never want to go like, you can go like this. If you saying that you want to reach the tab team and whatever that it may be, right? Or even if you want to hit active supervisor, right? If you haven't hit 2,500 before, or you're looking to grow your organization, you're looking to get more people, I suggest that you adopt the 6 days on, 1 day off method. Jim Rohn said this: work for 6 days and take 1 day rest, right? So for me, my 1 day rest was yesterday. So my 6 days starts from Sunday to Saturday, or Sunday to Friday. You see what I'm saying? So I'm grinding. So I'm glad that we do the call in the mornings now. Wake up, prepare for that, get going, do everything as we supposed to, because now when we have our calls in the morning, in my mind at least, I'm like, okay, I'm in the mindset, we've been talking business, I'm around my people virtually, whatever, right? Okay, now let me do some stuff that follows up with that, rather than I'm just going to go to sleep, or I'm just going to go play the game, or I'm going to go watch football, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Let me actually do something that's going to move me forward, because at the end of the day, you can either watch the football game now or be at the football game next year on the 50-yard line, because you was able to purchase the tickets. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be at the Raider game at the Death Star in Vegas, right? That's what you guys got to realize, that that's available. And once you realize what's available, all you got to do is go out and reach for it. That's easy. But if you're going to reach, you got to work, because you can't reach without the work. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're just putting blind stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? So get clear on what it's going to take for you to get to the next level. Get clear on what your next level is, and get clear on what it will take. So it may take a stand. It may take a table. It may take for you to go get contacts for an hour. It may take for you to do more flyers around your city. It may take for you to start your satellite club and do tea drops. It may take for you to do a fit camp. It may take for you to do a shake party. It may take for you to do a skin party. It may take for you to be around other Herbalife distributors, right? It may take for you to travel a little bit to get the mindset. It may take for you to watch more calls throughout the week. It may take for you to do more personal development. It may take for you to use more products. It may take for you to get more results. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff that it can take, but depending on where you're at in your journey will determine on which route you need to go. But as a whole, everybody needs to do those things, but some people need to do other things deeper than others. Does that make sense? All right, cool. Now that makes sense. It's the holiday season right now. We just had Thanksgiving. We just had Black Friday. We just had Small Business Saturday. We just had Cyber Monday. And now we're going to come up on the rest of the holidays, Christmas, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, right? The holidays, if you celebrate. Big thing that I've been seeing right now is that I've been seeing people discount or say like, oh, hit me up for the deals. Hit me up for the discount code. 20% off, whatever, right? Whatever the case is, right? I've been seeing people say that, right? And I myself have been saying that as well, but this is the key part about it. I wasn't giving discounts. I was saying, hit me up for the deals because it's a deal every day. Every day is a deal. So I wasn't saying, oh yeah, here's 20% off. Because one, as you guys know, as Bridget said, but I've said this way before, but Bridget just brought this back, recently and said, you guys are not allowed, and when I say you guys, us, right? We are not allowed to discount, or we're not allowed to post discounted prices on social media, right? That's actually been a thing for a few years. And I think, Raina, I know that me and you have talked about that like a while ago. You know what I'm saying? I was like, hey, man, take that down. You can't say that, right? Because you'll get in trouble. You don't want Herbalife calling you being like, hey, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So one, we're not allowed to post that. To say, yo, 20% off, here's the discount code, la, 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 right? You're only able to say things like, oh, yeah, hit me up for the special deals, whatever, right? But even with the deals, the special and whatever, right, I wasn't giving out 10% off, 20% off, 15% off, whatever the case is. I wasn't doing that because at the end of the day, I'm not going to discount myself. I'm not going to discount the products because the products have value. I have value, right? So, and for example, when you go to the store, when you go to Foot Locker, right? Or for example, them J's coming out, the Bread 11s, right? They're coming out in a couple of days. There's no way you're going to Foot Locker and saying, yo, let me get that deal on them breads. You're not getting the deal. You're about to pay full price. So if Foot Locker is not discounting shoes that don't hold any value in your life, why should we as Herbalife distributors and small business owners and entrepreneurs discount the products that affect one, our pockets, and two, our livelihood after the fact? We're not discounting the products. We could be like, listen, we could be like Nipsey Hussle, right? The late and great Nipsey Hussle. What did he do a couple years ago when that Crenshaw album came out? He dropped the mixtape. Let's say like this: if you're a rapper, right, and you drop a mixtape and you sold 1,000 copies. You're a mainstream rapper, you sold 1,000 copies. That's not that good. That's actually terrible, right? You sold 1,000 copies for $10. How much is that? 10 times 1,000? 10,000, right? Yeah, right. 10 times 1,000, 10,000. Or you can say, you know what, I'm gonna up the value of what I got going on. And like Nipsey did, I'm gonna sell my mixtape for $100. Right? So instead of making 10,000 on 1,000 copies, I made 100,000 on 1,000 copies. You see what I'm saying? Up your value. So I was just having this conversation yesterday with another Herbalife distributor, right? That people in Herbalife, right? And I used to be like this too, that people like you may not know that much about nutrition per se. You just know about Herbalife, right? And so the thing about that is you may run into somebody who, as a client or somebody that's looking to try new products, is looking for the nutrition facts or the benefits, right? And if you as a person cannot explain those just because you're not that savvy on nutrition, you may run into a problem, right? And I'm not saying this is what you have to do, but I'm just saying this is a way that you can up your value as a distributor and that you can reach more people, right? So what I'm saying is maybe you should take a little time to learn about nutrition, right? To learn about how many calories is in eggs or whatever, or how much protein does eggs carry, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be that specifically, but you just want to learn. And I'm not saying anybody needs to be a nutritionist. I'm not saying that you got to get down to to the bare bones of everything, but you want to know a little bit because you want to be able to, how do I say, structure meal plans and have different products do different things for different people based upon their nutrition. You see what I'm saying? So maybe you should up your value a little bit more when it comes to that, because at the end of the day, we're talking about nutrition products. We're talking about helping people lose weight through cellular nutrition or gain weight or whatever the case is. So you should want to up your stock when it comes to nutrition. Same thing with fitness, right? Nobody's saying you got to be an IFBB pro. Nobody's saying you got to be a personal trainer. Nobody's saying you have to be the goddamn best CrossFitter ever in the world, right? Nobody's saying that. But you should know a little something about working out, a little something, you know what I'm saying? You should know about form. You should know about, rep ranges a little bit, whatever the case is, just to up your stock a little bit more rather than just saying, go to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Or, go to this free workout plan on bodybuilder.com or, you know what I'm saying, and go get it off Google, right? You just want to up your stock a little bit so you can have more value. So when you have more value, you can reach more people and in turn, impact more people. Because when you impact more, somebody tell me what more impact means.
More money?
You goddamn right. More impact means more money, because at the end of the day, I didn't sign up just to say, hey, I'm an Herbalife distributor. Hey, I sell products. No, I signed up for a bag. I signed up to make money, right? I signed up to be able to do the things that I want to do, when I want to do them, how I want to do them, on the time frame that I want to do them, right? Not just to build an organization, not just to hang out. Like, don't get me wrong. Building an organization and hanging out and all that stuff is dope, but it means nothing when you don't got the money to come behind it, right? That's just like when you see people. This is the thing. Tell me if you guys see this. Bridget, you might notice. You might notice because, you know what I'm saying, you just might notice a little bit more, right? How many times have you guys heard somebody go on stage at STS or at an event and they'll be like, yo, last month, like they'll be like an active supervisor or whatever the case is. They're going up for a certain volume point, right? Oh, the 5K club, the 2,500 club, whatever the case is, right? They go up there and they're like, yo, last month I made $600. I'll be thinking to myself, when I hear that stuff, I'll be like, okay, you did 5K last month, but you only made $600? That means you was out there probably giving discounts or products for free. That's what that means, right? And if that's what that means to you, what does that mean? Yes, you're sitting VIP or whatever the case is. Yes, you hit your 2,500 or whatever the case is, but it's empty. It's an empty number because it holds no value, because the products in there, instead of you getting your 50% off, you was getting it for, let's just say you're giving 30% discount for last month throughout, Black Friday and all that good shit, right? You're getting 20% out of 2,500 rather than 50%. So instead of making $1,200, $1,300 on your 2,500, you made $600. That doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't equate. And you're doing it only to like, because you got to realize in the Herbalife world, yeah, 2,500, yeah, you got your full royalties, yada yada yada, right? But when you're talking to people in the real world and you're like, yeah, and they know that you're doing this super serious, and you're like, yo, I made 600 rather than 1,200 because I've been giving discounts. When you're telling people, yeah, I did 2,500 volume points outside of Herbalife, that doesn't mean nothing to them. Oh, I did 5K. That means nothing. Oh, I sat VIP. That means nothing to them. Like, you guys got to realize that. So instead of, oh, I did this, that, and the third, yo, I just made $800 last month. I made $1,500 last month. I made $2,000 last month, rather than saying, oh, I said VIP, because you got to realize that the money, I'd rather you guys have the income than empty volume. Because the empty volume, unless you have an organization, unless your organization is big and you're collecting on a check every month, the empty volume, now mind you, disclaimer, I'm never saying empty volume is okay, right? But if you're collecting, then I can kind of understand your mind frame. But if you're just not collecting, you're just doing it just to say, oh, I did 2,500. Dude, go get the income. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you have 1,900 volume points of what you actually did versus 2,501 of discounts. Does that make sense? Like, do you guys understand where I'm coming from on that? Because at the end of the day, this was more money than this. Bridget, I see you hopping on. What you ready to say? You ready to say your piece? I see you hopping on to say, you know what? Okay, I can do it now. But yeah, I want you guys to have the full income on the volume rather than 2,501 of discounts, and 1,800 of that 2,501 was discounted products. You see what I'm saying? That makes no sense. You didn't sign up to give discounts. You signed up to get money. You know what I'm saying? So as long as we're clear on that, awesome. Yes, Bridget was just at LA, not Long Beach, LA convention STS, where, she was the only one that attended from the team. As far as that, we got STS next week up here in NorCal. I'm sure there was a lot of nuggets. I know there was a Prez team panel. Some of my guys up there just speaking about whatever they were speaking about. Bridget, I know that you're a crazy note taker. I know that you was in there doing your thing. So if you can please share with us some of the things that you learned, heard, things that touched you, that would be awesome.
I muted myself because I didn't realize you unmuted me. So yeah, yesterday was kind of cool because it was literally only Prez team people running the event, which normally it's like Get Team, Active World Team, Mel Team people have a chance to MC or whatever, but it was literally like the MC was a Prez team member. So that was really cool getting just to hear from like all of those top people. Anyway, so there was a lot of stuff, but I'll just try to keep it at the main things. Like for me lately, I've been having a lot of time to sit and think about things in the shop when it gets quiet or whatever, and so I've kind of been not as distracted, which is like a good thing and a bad thing, but obviously it like gives me time to really think about things, which leads to overthinking about things. So I needed yesterday to kind of refocus me, and one of the main things that I forget what her name is, she was some Prez team from Arizona that moved out here, whatever. She said that there are 4 things you need to, trust the process and then believe in these 4 things. And it's belief in the company, belief in network marketing, because we have average individuals that have an above average chance at amazing royalties and income and the ability to spread success. Belief in products more than anything else, because if you don't trust them, nobody else will. And if you don't trust them, you need to use more. And belief in yourself, because you have the opportunity to dream big if you let down your ego and the whole feel good idea of things, which is kind of like what Jerry was just talking about with the whole why sit 5K VIP if you can't have the money to go get a nice outfit to do that before the event, because you didn't actually really make any money, but you get to take a picture for social media and say, look, I'm sitting VIP at my event. But like everybody's going out for sushi at the nicest restaurant in Los Angeles afterward, and you can't go with them because you have no money. There's no point in doing that. So let down the ego, do the hard work, and do it the right way, and actually make the money, and then help other people make the money. Another thing somebody said was, look at where you are right now, like sitting in the room wise, and then think about what you've qualified for this year, and then think of what you want, like map out what you want for next year. Don't just think about it. Don't just imagine it. Like actually make a plan, because if you make a plan, then you're like 10 times more likely to have it actually happening. Let's see. There was one more note I wanted to really say. Where'd it go? Oh, it's okay, so what you focus on grows, and this is something that Heather Schwartz has been talking about a lot lately, like Jill and Mark and all them on the supervisor calls, with tracking. So actually, like, if somebody asks you, it bothers me so much, and it happened yesterday, when somebody goes up on stage and they're like, hi, I'm such and so from such and so, and I just hit active supervisor, and they're like, how much did you make last month? And they're like, and they have no idea. And to be honest, they probably don't know how they got to active supervisor either. And their sponsor just said, oh my God, congratulations. So know what you're doing every day, know what you need to be doing every day to get where you want to be. And actually, like, it just goes to say, like, know the marketing plans, because if you know it, then you can get there, and then you can help other people get there. And then all of a sudden you're building royalties, which is the whole point of all of this. So yeah, what you focus on grows. Build your lines, build your teams, and then everything changes when it's no longer about you. So right now, if you're a qualified producer or just a distributor or whatever, it's all about you right now trying to get to your 50%, because that is your, like, learning space. I mean, it's all learning space, but getting to 50% is like the big time where you focus on you. Once you've done it, you know how to do it, and now you can teach somebody else, and it no longer becomes about you. But if everything that you're doing on social media, if everything that you say to your team, whatever, is about what you're going through or what you're dealing with, or I need you to do this, then you're making it all about you, and nobody wants to follow somebody that is just all for themselves. So get to the point where you can pour into other people instead of just needing to focus on what you have going on. And with that, you can create your dream team and keep the focus and belief until you're at Pres team and qualifying for everything.
That sounds legit. That's actually good. I like that. See how we're aligned with what I was saying, what they was already saying down in LA. That's what's up. That's awesome stuff. Right there.
Smart, Jerry. You are so smart.
You know what I'm saying? I bounce off of people in the organization. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just me. I learned my greatness from all you guys. No, but that's actually great nuggets. So for those that are gonna watch this call in the future, make sure you write that stuff down, because that was killer. When it comes to tracking, if you're not tracking, like I said last week, I think I said this last week, but if I didn't say it last week, I'm saying it now. If you're not tracking, that means you're not working. Because if you have stuff to track, that means you was doing stuff. But if you don't have stuff to track, then that means you was just sitting on your ass. You know what I mean? So I know I said this last week, and we're going to start implementing it this week. I believe that the 4 areas where I was going to track, or that I was saying was tracking, was how many people did you talk to this week? How many new clients did you get this week? How many conversations, how many people did you talk to about the business and about the products? How many clients did you get? How many preferred members did you get? And how many distributors did you get? Those are 4 things that you can track definitely. And invites, if you invited them to wherever that you're inviting them to, right? If you did that. So who wants to start first? I'll start first, right? So how many conversations did I have this week? I wrote it down. How many conversations did I have this week when it comes to the products? I had 15 conversations this week when it comes to the products. How many conversations did I have when it came to the business? I had 7 conversations when it came down to the business. How many new clients did I get this week? I got 0 new clients, but I did get 2 new preferred members. One a new preferred member, another one was a reactivation. Because of why? Follow up. I've been saying this for the past couple weeks, and it's very, very imperative that you guys follow up, because I'm telling you, the follow up. Have you guys ever heard this? Penny in the sale, fortune in the follow up. Have you guys heard that? And I'm going to tell you guys the definition of that, right? Because how many of you guys, well, I know for me,
I'm
right?
just saying, Tamika Adams said that yesterday.
I ain't make it like that. That's just the rules of the game. You see what I'm saying? I didn't follow the rules, right? So, so penny in the sale means I've had, over my past 5.5 years of really doing Herbalife, I've definitely had a lot of first-time buyers. And that was it. Like, they just bought, and I was just like, whether it was due to me not being a good coach and not following up, whether it was just them not wanting to stick to their program, whether it was them just wanting to try their products right. But I know for me, probably after my 2.5 year of doing Herbalife, my follow-up game was just killer, right? Like, I know that about me. I follow up, right? So that's probably one of the things I do best is following up with my clients, right? So I know that for me, when people buy for the first time and they don't continue on after the fact, now I know that it's not me, it's on them, right? I can't hold that to myself and say, oh, I didn't follow this person, I didn't give them value, this, that, and the third, because I know what I do. I know what I give out. I know I'm the type of person that's going to make sure that you're right, because I don't want you to feel like I failed you, right? So follow up, or the whole point of it is I've had a lot of first-time buyers, and that was it, where they bought it, and it was just like, damn, like that was it. Like they spent the $200 at one time. That's a penny in the overall goal of having this person continuously purchase. So for me, I have a lot of clients. I ain't gonna say a lot, but I definitely have a good handful of clients that's been with me from when I first started, right? Imagine this. I've been having this person purchase from me for 5.5 years versus the one person that bought from me one time. Penny in the sale, right? Fortune in the follow-up. So if I've been having this person buy from me for 5 years, once a month, whatever the case is, versus the one person that spent $500 one time, obviously the follow-up is where I made the fortune rather than the penny in the one time. See what I'm saying? So penny in the sale, fortune in the follow-up. Make sure that you're always following up. And make sure that you're giving value to your clients. So, and this is the thing, and this is super key, right? I need you guys to understand that because of what we offer and because of what we do, you don't need to have people purchase full retail for hella long, right? Like, and whatever hella long is for you, that's what it is. If it's 2-3 months, whether it's a year, I don't know, right? But at some point, you want to transition people from full retail to preferred member, because you don't want to have people be paying the full price all the time, because at the end of the day, you want to increase their value. They've been spending money with you that they've been earning from their job or whatever source of their income. They've been spending it with you, right? And they're going to continue to spend it with you. Now take a little bit off, right? Take a little bit off their price to where they can feel really good about that business that they're doing with you. And you know what, to say, you know, I have a discount. Let me actually add a little bit more onto my order now that I have a 20% discount or a 30% discount or a 40% discount. Now, right, going back to what I was saying earlier, now you have not empty volume because they're preferred members. So now you're still getting the wholesale, but now you're getting more volume on top of the wholesale. So now you can feel really good about hitting 2,500 because it came from your preferred members, or 5K because it came from your preferred members. You see what I'm saying? Instead of having this person purchase a shake and a tea, a shake and a protein, right? Now they may get a shake, a protein, a tea, and a Prolesa, because their discount is higher. So now it's costing them less, but you're getting still the wholesale, and now you're getting more volume points, right? So you got to do your due diligence as a coach to say, you know what, let me get this person on the preferred member. But at the end of the day, some people just don't want to deal with computers. Some people just don't want to sign up. Like some people are weird like that. Like some people just not going to do it. And that's okay. Like you just got to understand, like, yes, it's easier. Just sign up. Go on the website and sign up. But at the end of the day, if they don't want to sign up, I'm not finna just be mad that they want to pay full retail the whole time. Like, listen, this is available to you, but if you just love doing this, I'm not going to deny you what you love. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Anyway, Raina, do you want to go with your numbers that you did throughout this past week? I'll unmute you. Don't trip.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. I talked to 9 people this week. Out of those 9 people, the conversations were with samples. 6 people were with samples. And then business, just 2 people out of those.
That's cool.
So that's where I'm at so far.
Okay. And then about the rest. The rest of them. Do you have any new clients, any preferred members?
No. Well, actually, I'm sorry. 1 new client. Yes, 1 new client, but Yeah, no preferred members, no other changes as of yet. But yes, one new member, first time. She's actually been asking, but she just hasn't done it. And then so I sent her a message, and she was like, "Yeah, actually," she's like, "I want to get that," and I was like, "Okay," so that worked.
Nice. Okay. So do you feel as if because we said last week that we're going to track numbers, do you feel like that made you do more this week, or do you feel like it made you be more accountable to coming to the call to say, yo, I need to say whatever my numbers were, versus you just say, okay, I'm just going to come on the call because we didn't have this goal? Like, do you feel like it helped you that we were tracking numbers, or do you feel like it's the same?
You know what? I don't know, because I had a lot of changes last week. So last week was just a lot of changes for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
Homework, like there was just changes. So I feel like I had more time also. And I need that like tracking, because I wasn't tracking before. I was just kind of like, okay, when I had time. And right now I'm having a little bit more time, kind of wrapping things up, taking care of some personal stuff. And I'm like, okay, now I'm making more time and setting out like, okay, I have 2 hours right now. I'm going to go walk the mall and talk to folks, like that. And I wasn't really doing that because I kept trying to do that prior, but I just didn't have the time. I was not fitting it in. I wasn't figuring it out. I couldn't manage my time. And so now it's getting easier.
Got you. Okay, cool. Definitely. We'll see. To me, it sounds like, yes, the tracking helped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I needed that. I wasn't doing that.
Awesome. I'm glad. So now that this week coming up, you have, some stuff to do coming up this week, which is great.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you. Bridget, do you want to come with your numbers of what you did throughout the week? And obviously your numbers might be a little bit different because you have, you got the club or whatever. But for whatever that you did do this week, we would love to hear it, my dear.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting it pulled up right now. I didn't put in any of yesterday's, but we'll just go off of the 1st through the 6th. So I had 6 business conversations, 18 product conversations, 21 follow-up messages, followed 62 new profiles. I got 2 new clients, 1 reorder, and then what else did I track? Oh, and then the rest is boost stuff.
She talking about 62 profile files. Hey, I like that. I like that, definitely, because you know what? I want to add that into what we're tracking, because obviously a lot of us are doing social media, right? So we want to grow our social media accounts. We want to reach more people. So following more people would definitely get you noticed a lot more. So that's a good one. I'm glad that you did that on your own. See, and this is why it's important for you to, do your part, because now you're giving me ideas. You heard me? So that's what's up. Definitely. 21 follow-up messages. That's dope. Like, that's good. So with your 21 follow-up messages, are those between people that are your clients, or are those just people that you're like following to say, yo?
So I have, so in my big ass book here, I like to write it all out because it's easier for me to look at than the computer, but I track on the computer because, easier math. So in here, I have a list of all of my current clients that are on programs, all of my past clients that are not current, I don't know what they're doing, my PMs, and then people that I've like kind of had serious-ish conversations with. So I just work through those, and it's like I do like I don't count following up with an actual client that's on a program as like a follow-up message. That's just doing what I should be doing. So the follow-ups, or like mostly DMs on Instagram, are people that have like responded to polls and we start a conversation and they're like, oh yeah, like on Friday when I get paid. And then, so I follow up on Friday. Or when they're like, oh, let me talk with such and such about this, and then I'll get back to you, and then I don't hear from them for 24 hours, so then I follow up with them. Or following up with old clients, preferred members that haven't ordered in a while, whatever.
Nice. Okay, cool. Definitely. So you just basically, like I say, you're following up with your people that will produce some stuff for you in the overall aspect of.
Yeah, just not, I don't count following up with like distributors, preferred members that are active, or clients that are active as the follow-up messages, because it's like one of those things. It's like that's jacking my numbers up for what, like, so I can be like, oh, I followed up with so many people. Like, no,
Right.
I count follow-ups of the people that have not purchased anything from Herbalife ever or who have fallen off.
Nice. I like that. Definitely being real with it. That's what's up. I like that. Definitely. Go ahead. That's very that is very good. Definitely, for sure. All right, cool. So obviously it's us three. Carlos just texted me. He said something about his computer died or some crazy shit like that. So this is really good, right? So this allows me to see that and hear that seeds are being planted, even though numbers may not show it right now, right? It's like getting your return on your investment. You may invest and not get a return right then. Like, that's what this is. And you got to be clear on that and not get discouraged or get worried or whatever the case is, because everything that you did last week will start to bloom this week. Everything that you do this week will start to bloom next week. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you did last month will start to pop this month. So you guys got to always make sure that you're in a continuous wheel of planting seeds. What's the term? Mending your
Sowing.
Yes. Sowing, yes. Planting and sowing your seed. So definitely, for sure. We got okay. Now that we're here, I know we got a few more minutes left on the call. This is actually a good call. I'm glad that we're able to do this good structure. What? No, quit tripping. If you want to keep this meeting, yeah, keep my meeting open. What's wrong with you? Coach's Challenge. Again, it starts tomorrow?
Yeah. The
Okay.
9th? Yeah.
Coach's Challenge starts tomorrow. So I will post this chat, and I know I've been terrible at posting the calls right after I know I've been terrible. I can take ownership to that. I'm about to post this right now after we end it. I'm about to post it. But Coach's Challenge starts tomorrow. So for everybody that's participating, enter your freaking photos tonight. And if you don't enter your photos tonight, you will not be in the Coach's Challenge. So that's what it is, period. I will put this message in the chat. I will personally reach out to people. If you don't do it, that's on you. That's just what it is. What's up?
Should we make a pot for the Coaches Challenge?
I know that people need to send you their $50 for the regular client chat, right? Or
yeah.
Client, right. And that's due on Tuesday. So because of people's financial situations, and I can't speak for everybody's financial situation. I don't know. So I don't know if we can, I don't know. Right. I don't know if I'm cool with it. I'm cool with doing a coach's pot, but at the same time, it's like somebody got to pay 50 on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? It just might. We can ask. We can put it in there. Or we can put it in the chat and ask and say, "Yo, do y'all want to donate?" Like, it ain't gotta be nothing crazy. Like, yo, put in $10.
Be like $10.
Right, like $10.
Because the way our Coaches Challenge went last time is that after, I don't know how long it was, after a little while, it just completely died. And I was over here like taking my weekly photos. Like, what the fuck?
All right. Yeah. So
like incentivize it. Right.
So I believe that we can do it. We can do like $10, right? And then we don't have to have, let me say, like, we don't have to have, when should we have the money in? Do you think? Today?
Next Monday.
Yeah, like next Monday. Like, that don't got to be such a, you know what I'm saying? Because it's between us. But for the coach or for the client challenge, the money is due on the 10th, which is Tuesday. Now, again, for those who are having a problem with the money, if you do have a problem, reach out to me personally and we can work something out. But yeah, the money is due Tuesday for the Coaches Challenge. I know a lot of people said that they were interested in doing the Coaches Challenge, so that's that. So the Coaches Challenge, the goddamn Client Challenge. A lot of people are interested in doing the Client Challenge and getting their people in. So for the Coaches Challenge, it starts tomorrow. Enter your before photos tonight, and it ends on, what's today, the 8th, 21 days, 29th, ends on the 29th, 30th, some shit like that. whatever 3 weeks is from tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. And
Pay
then,
for turn.
right. And then the client challenge starts January 6th, that Monday, that first Monday of the new year. So Bridget, please create that flyer.
I can't create it until, I guess I can, because we aren't allowed to put how
Exactly.
much the
We're
cash
not-
prize.
Exactly. You just say cash prize.
Yeah.
I'm allowing you to pick the name.
Yay!
That, you feel me? Something that's attractive. I know you can do your thing. Just make it be something, whatever, right? Yeah. So get that going so we can start posting about it, right? So, we can get it cracking, right? $50 per coach. Send your money to Bridget via Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, whatever she requests.
Not PayPal.
Not PayPal. Yeah, because we don't want to mix.
Anything else.
Right. Send your money to Bridget. And it's going up January 6th. Coach Challenge starts tomorrow. So improve your results from now until then. So we can go into the new year and say, look what we did. Come get started with me, right? Yes, because January, we know that people are hot. They want to start shooting at all the Herbalife distributors and say, yo, I want to get started with you. I've been seeing you. You ain't been seeing, or you've been seeing it. Now I want to make a change, right? So other than that, that's great. Money in by Tuesday, photos in by tonight, and let's get it cracking. Again, you guys, cracking our numbers for next week. NorCal STS is next Saturday. So this Saturday coming up is NorCal STS. Please get your ticket, norcalsts.com. That is pretty much everything that I got to say so far. Am I missing anything? No. Okay, cool. Bet that's everything. So I will post this right freaking now. As an not right in a second, but it'll upload. I'll post it within the next 15, 20 minutes so everybody can watch it, and we'll go from there. Other than that, guys, it was awesome. Hit me up if you need me. Raina, get at me with that information about the spot or whatever. Other than that, let's get to it.